of Mr. Rahul Bhurji, Data and AI Analyst IBM, and Mr. Ishan Vaid, AI Analyst and IoT Developer IBM, as our today's speakers. The topic of today's webinar is TJ-bot creation using artificial intelligence. We welcome you all for sharing your knowledge with us. Over to you, sir.
Hello, good morning, students. I guess I'm audible and my screen is visible.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm Rahul Bhurji from IBM. Today we'll be having a session on TJ-bot creation using artificial intelligence. And I'll be taking through what is IBM and what programs we are associated with SEEE University and why we are discussing all these things today. So the importance and everything I'll be discussing. And after that, the TJ-bot creation using AI will be taken by Mr. Ishan Vaid. So he is a IBM certified IoT developer and artificial intelligence analyst. So today you will be learning about how to create a TJ-bot. Okay, so please be alert on this session. And at the end of the session, we'll be having a quiz round of 3 questions. So whoever answers fast and whoever answers first and accurately, so they will be provided with a certification of appreciation from IBM. So let's start the session. So let me tell you about IBM a little bit. So IBM is a 110-year-old organization.
Please share your screen. PPT is not visible.
Excuse me. Okay, I'm sharing my screen.
Imani ma'am, please stop your mic. Unmute your mic.
I hope it is visible now. Hello.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Rahul, it is completely visible. You can start now.
I was saying like IBM is a 110-year-old organization, a very old organization, and it is one of the top companies in the world. And it is having a branch office around 800, and it is served in 177 countries. So IBM have invented a lot of things, and IBM's clients are also the one of biggest organizations in the world. So many small scale and large scale and medium enterprises are customers of IBM. So IBM have developed the IRCTC portal, which we are using right now for the ticket booking. And some of the examples, like if you can see in our ATM card or credit card or debit card, so there will be a small black strip in the back side. So that strip will be consisting of the information of your bank account and your details. So that strip was invented and developed by IBM only. So there are many things, and IBM is one of the largest organization and which is having more, top patents in the world. So if I say, if I talk about IBM have a lot more, many achievements throughout this past century. So like that, so today being one of the technological giant, it should be updated of its own. So currently the data revolution which we are going on, so IBM have developed artificial intelligence, which is called IBM Watson. And there are 70 plus softwares which are available on IBM Cloud. So that are being used by many of the IBM customers, which are large and medium organizations. So, okay. So today, why this revolution came up and why we are exactly talking about this artificial intelligence, data analytics and data science. So what is this exactly? So is it a new thing, or it is being, it is been for around us like the past years also. So let me tell you, artificial intelligence is invented in 1960s. Okay, but right now, why there is so much of popularity? Because in 1960s, the artificial intelligence is used. Artificial intelligence is like um, giving an ability to think or perform whatever the humans perform. So exactly right now, what it is happening is due to all this digitalization and the use of computers, laptops, and devices. So smartphones, we are using smartphones. 10 years back, we don't have smartphones. We only had mobiles, but not smart. Because after we got the smartphones into the market, the phones being smart, that means we have induced artificial intelligence into the devices. So because of that, there is an enormous amount of generation of data. So that is what data is called information. So that is growing exponentially in the coming past years. If we see past decades, and right now in the future also, it will be growing exponentially. So because of this, because of this huge exponential rise of data, so we are in demand of doing analysis of that data and improving our businesses, or the improving the customer service, or improving the customer what you call satisfaction in using all those whatever the softwares, tools, or businesses, or however the consumer will be consuming the products. So the product strategy, the product innovation, everything was being developed or being improved by these analytics. So analytics is the combustion engine. So see, if we can see, this is the every year the growth of use of products of, okay, let's say smart devices, is being continuously grown. So because of this, we need to have some components, we need to use some tools to analyze the data and to improve ourselves and to improve the customer satisfaction, or improve the customer interface and everything. So how the customer is perceiving the product. So let's say that if we talk about Facebook, 10 years back, Facebook's user interface is different from what we have now, and the options and the whatever the things we are using with Facebook, 10 years back it is different. We don't have that many options in 10 years back in Facebook, and today we are having a lot more opportunities, like many of the businesses, they are providing their ads onto Facebook, and Facebook is generating a lot more money than it used to generate 10 years back. So how these things are happening, how it is upgrading itself. So it is analyzing some past data, and it is giving predicting something, and it is knowing that people want this. Okay, people want something more. Whatever the whatever the things that people need, that is being known by Facebook itself, and it is giving that things to the people so that they will be satisfied. So according to that, it upgrades itself every day and every month and every year. So this growth happens, and there will be integrations and lot many things which will be happening. So as I told you, the industry revolution which is going on in 4.0, that is like it gave rise to the use of artificial intelligence, big data, analytics, and everything. So that is why, because the data has been grown exponentially. So as I told you, Facebook itself generates 4 petabytes of new data daily from 1.5 billion active users, and Twitter, Google, YouTube, Amazon. So because we are using them on a daily basis. So by 2025, there will be over 80 billion devices which will be connected with this all interconnected, or which will be using artificial intelligence or data analytics and everything. So for the marketeers, for anybody who will be analyzing this data, that will be giving rise to some insights, some information. That information can be used for some actions. Okay, let me tell you a scenario. Okay, okay. So let me tell you a future scenario which is going to be which is going to happen for sure. Okay, a person will be sleeping. Okay, right now he is using alarm in his phone, or somebody is waking him up, okay, forcefully. So however means we are using right now, that is being done on forcefully. If he wants to get up at 6 o'clock, his body, he wants to sleep till 7 o'clock, but he wants to wake up at 6 o'clock. He is using some means like alarm, or he is telling somebody to wake him up at 6 o'clock, like that. But in future, there will be a mechanism like, without any force, he naturally wakes up at 6 o'clock. He doesn't feel like sleeping till 7 o'clock. He will wake up himself by himself at 6 o'clock, so that the environment around himself will be compact enough, and will be it will be created for him to wake him up naturally. So how it happens? Curtains will be automatically at 6 o'clock. The curtains will be opening up itself, and some amount, some sort of sound will be playing in the background. It is not like an alarm. Okay, so that will be smoothing. It will be a smooth sound, like it will start from natural sounds like a waterfall, or some birds are chirping, some kind of sounds. And the aroma, the smell also will be changing in the room. So which will be like which the person's brain will not be like get up. So it will be like naturally it senses everything. So the person will be naturally, he will be waking up. So the environment is created like that. So whatever the scenario I told you right now, here artificial intelligence and IoT and everything, the analytics and everything is being used. Right from the amount of light to be entered into the room, and the smell, and the which kind of music does the person like, and how to wake him up with that music. Not forcefully again. So each and everything, the sounds being played, or the aroma in the room, and the light in the room, and the temperature control, everything is taken care by a artificial intelligence. So the physical devices will be collect the data, and it will feed to the artificial intelligence, and the artificial intelligence decides how to make the environment to wake the person naturally, to how to make it sufficient enough to wake up the person, not by forcefully but naturally. So this is going to happen in the future. So here we are collecting data with the physical devices, which are called IoT devices, so Internet of Things, and we are feeding to a artificial intelligence. So before that, the artificial intelligence has to learn how to do all this. So it collects the data past also. The past data is being loaded to the artificial intelligence, and it learns exactly at what point of temperature he is comfortable, and what kind of smells he like, what kind of sounds he listen every day. So on a daily basis, it will learn, just like a person. If a person travel with you, so he knows what all you like and you don't like. So exactly, the artificial intelligence also will be doing that. So here, the big data, we need to consider 4 V's, that are volume, velocity, variety, and veracity. So volume is like how much amount of data it is being generated, and velocity is at what rate it is being generated, and variety is what kind of data. Let's say I told you like the smell and everything. So smell is like we need to make the devices smell. Okay, already the smell kind of devices to sense the smell, they are being used. Smoke, it will sense smoke, or it will sense the level of methane or the level of ammonia in some industries. So like that. So that is also called data. So that is smell data. And if you hear something and music or sounds and something, so that is called audio data. And even the artificial intelligence captures some video, and it needs to detect some faces and everything. So that is called video data. And if the data is in numbers, that is numerical data. So there are different types of data that is called a variety of data. Veracity is like what amount of data you can use. So there is a lot more data wherever you see. If you go to a market, you can see whatever you see and perceive. So that becomes data, information. But what information you can exactly use for your organization to develop, that is called veracity. So how much amount it can be used. So in analytics, there are three kinds. So it is prescriptive, predictive, and descriptive. So descriptive is like past data. So what has happened. And predictive is like future, what is going to happen. Prescriptive is like why exactly this happened. So you will be like dwelling on what has happened and why exactly this is happening. So that is called prescriptive. So you will come on possible outcomes to overcome that. So all these type of analytics are being used into different sectors, and different organizations, they are using different analytics. So like descriptive is being used in Netflix. I told you prescriptive is being used in airplanes, like that. So exactly this data is being used by humans, and it is being fed to an artificial intelligence, and we are segregating it. So because the data is huge, human brain can't process it. So we are taking help of artificial intelligence. We are training it, and we are taking the help of it. So last time, did we think about Uber 10 years before? No. 10 years before, we are using only autos and these things. But have we, I mean, imagine that with a click, the car will be like the car will be coming in front of your house, and you will be getting on it, and you can go wherever you want. But that was expensive before. But right now, Uber made it everything accessible to each and every person, and even bikes. See, before there were no Uber bikes, Uber moto. Right now, we are booking a bike if you are a single person, and if there are multiple persons, we are booking car. And according to that car also, in which size you want. I mean, you want a sedan or you want a mini. So if you only want to travel, then you can take mini, and if you want to travel with some luggage, you can take sedan. And if you are many more persons, and you want to go, then you can book a maxi one. Like, see, all these kinds of things are being segregated and is being managed by an AI. So matching the rides, allocation, route maps, and all the risk assessment, customer security, and everything, the service and everything, it is taken care by AI. Many people don't know this. So AI is being used, and it is managing everything. So IBM have developed its own AI, which is called IBM Watson, and it have in 2011 itself, IBM Watson have participated in a quiz and won a prize of 1 million, beating the humans. So these are the programs which we are offering with SVV University. And exactly why we are offering, because just now I told you everything what is happening in the market. So we want some human skill set to manage all that. So you need to know what is big data. You need to know how the artificial intelligence work and how we need to improve that. So all these kind of things, when you learn, then only you will be able to implement them, or you will be able to work on them. So then only the employers can hire you. So what is happening? So in SVV University, IBM have collaborated and launched a specialization programs into BTech CSC and into BTech IT. So these specialization will be taught by IBM faculty along with the traditional subjects. by SWV faculty. So what happens here is the new emerging technologies will be taught by the industry experts, and the certifications will be provided to you. So those are world-class certifications. So here the subjects are like this. So along with the normal subjects which you will be taught by the university faculty, these are the additional subjects which IBM offers. So into blockchain, all the emerging technologies which are demanded in the industry. So the degree will be issued by SWV University, like your BTech and CSC has been done by so-and-so candidate, and a co-branded certificate, like he have taken a specialization into artificial intelligence through IBM and the university. Co-branded certificate will be given, and IBM training onto all these technologies will be given, and certifications. Certifications are worldwide accepted, and a badge will be given to you. So that badge you can display it in your Twitter, LinkedIn, and in your resume and in your email signatures. So it is like, see, the employer's burden is being reduced. So we are simplifying the employer to recruit the technology candidates. So how we are doing it? So when IBM certifies a candidate that he is good in artificial intelligence, it gives the employer a trust because he trusts IBM. So he will trust the candidate. He thinks that the candidate knows the certain things in artificial intelligence. So that kind of persons who will be having certification, they will be easily getting passed through the shortlist, which will be done in the first round. So after that, whatever he will have some positive attitude towards that certified persons, because already IBM have certified through a rigorous process by conducting exams and everything. So he will have the trust. So it will be easy for the employer to recruit you. So he will be offering you a higher package, obviously, because all of them will be doing BTech in CSC, but specialization into that CSC will give rise to a candidate a particular knowledge into particular stream. Let's say if you have done specialization into artificial intelligence, then in artificial intelligence also there are many streams like deep learning, machine learning, reinforcement learning. In that also computer vision and NLP. So these kind of things. A candidate will be an expert in a specific thing. So that can be used by the employer and he can provide you more package. So right now the minimum package is being offered in the market is 7 to 8 lakhs. So that right now they are being, right now it is 7 to 8 lakhs, but think of the next 4 years. In coming 4 years, that might be like 15 lakhs or 16 lakhs starting, because the candidate will be expert into a certain field. If say, let's say data science, let's say big data. So he will be expertise in whatever the tools which are being used into big data. So this is how the program, collaborative program structure would be. Regular university curriculum for the standard computer science students, and a specialization topics will be covered by IBM trainers every semester. And industry certifications and lab and all the sessions will be covered into the industry use cases by explaining it to in practical level. So that will be developed. So IBM Skills Academy. So this is what the certifications will be looking like. And this badge you will be receiving, Mastery Level, Explorer Award. So these are the badges you will be receiving along with the certificates. And see these and if the employer want to confirm that so-and-so candidate, is he really done this certification or is it fake? So he can check it with Credly. So right now it is Acclaim, but it has transformed into Credly. So all your certifications and badges will be available there for verification. So like this, how the artificial intelligence analyst certification will be looking like. So IBM Career Education have a blended learning approach, which will be teaching on practical based case studies and textbooks, assignment, computer lab and everything. Online portal also will be going to provide you. So which is exclusively for XBBB. So this is it. So this is what SVV in collaboration with IBM is offering. So right now, Mr. Ishan will be taking over, and he will be addressing you how to create a TJ bot using artificial intelligence. So pay attention, and as I told you, you will be having a quiz round at the end of the session. So please pay attention and answer those and get the IBM certificates. So over to you, Mr. Ishan.
Yeah, Rahul, thanks. Just a minute. Let me share my screen with you all. Okay. So before I start, I guess I just want to confirm, am I audible to all, and is my screen is visible?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, thanks. So before I start my IoT journey and will explain you regarding how we'll be getting deep into the TJ bot and how it is linked to AI and how that IBM AI or how that IBM has contributed to artificial intelligence at work. So as the Rahul has also already mentioned regarding Jeopardy and IBM Watson, I will just like you to see the power of IBM Watson in 2011 and how actually it was working at that time. So a small clip, which is about 3 minutes, I will just show it to you. Watch it carefully. There are some subtitles. You have to go through them. And among this, you will be able to see like how it was actually working and how it was having powerful in 2011. Then I will simply jump to the current situation, like what are the different services that IBM provides through its watch. So please go check this video out and hear the audio. I've shared the audio also. Check the subtitles also to understand more better.
I remember that morning going to the lab and I was thinking, this is it. This is the last Jeopardy game.
This is Jeopardy, the IBM Challenge. Here we go. Brad, if you're ready, make your first choice.
Let's take alternate meanings for 200, Alex.
4-letter word for a vantage point or a belief. Brad.
What is a view?
Yes.
After the first clue of the game, which Brad won, I had just this horrible feeling at that moment that he was as good as everyone said he was, and he was just going to run the whole board on us.
Watson.
What is shoe?
You are right.
We actually took the lead. We were ahead of them, but then we started getting some questions wrong.
Watson.
What is leg?
No, I'm sorry, I can't accept that.
What is 1920s?
No.
What is chic?
No, sorry. Brad.
What is class?
Class, you got it. Watson.
What is Sauron?
Sauron is right, and that puts you into a tie for the lead with Brad.
The Double Jeopardy round of the first game, I thought was phenomenal.
Watson went on a tear.
Watson.
Who is Franz Liszt?
You are right.
What is violin?
Good.
Who is the church lady?
Yes. Watson.
What is narcolepsy?
You are right, and with that, you move to $36,681.
The risk was Ken gets a daily double, bets big, gets it right. He's going to be well ahead. And then with that kind of lead going into Final Jeopardy, if he bets enough, he could end up winning the match.
Ken.
What's a committee?
We got to find that last daily double. We got to find that last daily double.
It was a crucial moment in the game. There was still a daily double on the board, and it was starting to become pretty clear that it was in the legal ease category. Let's go to legal ease for 1200.
Watson.
What is executor?
Right.
Same category, 1600.
Answer, daily double.
That was the moment when I knew it's over.
The category is 19th century novelists.
What Watson wants to do then is preserve the lead, not take a big risk, especially with Final Jeopardy, because just like for humans, Final Jeopardy is hard for Watson.
Now we come to Watson, who is Bram Stoker, and the wager. Hello, 17,973, and a two-day total of 77,147.
I would have thought that technology like this was years away, but it's here now. I have the bruised ego to prove it.
My past Jeopardy experiences have been great, but they weren't really weighty with this kind of technological, philosophical importance. I think we saw something important today.
Didn't really think very much about the implications until later and say, wow, wait a second, this is history.
Of course, this whole project is not ultimately about playing Jeopardy. It's about doing research and deep analytics and a natural language understanding. This is about taking the technology and applying it to solve problems people really care about. We're just so excited about all the things we can do with this.
I had thought this is the end. We get there, we're done. And I'm realizing it's just the beginning.
Okay, so the video which you have just gone through, it was giving the glimpse like how IBM has taken into a new cognitive era, and they have developed such a machine which can actually interact with the human. And over here, you find like a machine who is actually not just interacting by understanding a speech. Actually, it is also understanding the query. Like if the host is asking a question, it is also understanding the question at the same time. And at the same time, when the question get understand, the machine understand the question, it will search for the answer. It is similar to like a quiz show. If I explain you, you may have attended a multiple quiz in your school days, and might be some competition you have gone through. So there will be one host who he will be asking the question, and then you have to think what will be the answer of that, and then you say you revert it back by raising a hand or pressing a buzzer like this. Now the same thing has been replaced by a machine in 2011, and that was a Watson Deep QA. So at that time, we started with revolutionizing the technology, how it has to work, how we can compute more and more data. And that was how we started with an AI in IBM for Watson, specifically for Watson. So coming from that, now the Watson has been improved a lot. Now it do provides you a lot of services to work on different things. If I say about IoT, IoT, I will be just explaining what Internet of Thing is. So AI is being used in every field nowadays. If I talk about not just technical field like ECE or computers and all such things, there are many things are there which it are actually working on. So if I talk about your management also work with an AI field. Medical science also use an AI field. Not just AI, IoT is also being implemented along with the medical science industry. So there are more application now we are getting increase in these days with an AI and IoT, and it will also increase in the upcoming years too, because we are getting more and more digitalized. We are not we are not reducing the use of technology. We are actually increasing the use of technology. So now that was what AI is like, how a machine is actually understanding a human voice and then it is interacting. The same way, the Internet of Things, if I talk about simply the Internet of Things is like things, it can be anything. It is like any fan, any object, any device, your smartphone, your house, your city, your lights, anything. That things which are communicating with other things, like a machine is communicating to other machine. That is just a simple words if I talk about Internet of Things. And in IoT, we make a machine where it will be having more machine to machine communication. We make a machine where we need more machine to machine communication, so that we have more automation in the work. We work with the more automation work in this. Like you have heard about the smart home devices like Alexa devices there, Google Assistant are there. So these are assistants, and like how we say them to turn off the light, they will actually turning off the light of our house. How they are interacting, because there is a machine to machine communication which is working. I give them a command to turn off the light. So they analyze my command and they extract the important information out of this. And the one machine, which was your Google device, that interacted with another device to turn it off. So how a communication, otherwise I have to get up and then I have to turn off the light. So that is like how we are upgrading, and we want an automation. Like with our voice how we can work. So that is a part of your IoT plus artificial intelligence. That is an integrated of your AI and Internet of Things. So now just moving towards over the topic that we have to discuss. So we have to discuss regarding the TJ bot and how it will be working. So the agenda of having a TJ bot is just for a Watson itself. Like the IBM team has decided like we do have a Watson. We do have an IBM Watson, which is an AI machine. So we want to use this AI machine into the hardware also. Like we are interacting with the software only, we are interacting with the data only, and that data is being generated by the system itself. Now, what we want to work with the hardware also. Like if we are able to hear a voice, we want to convert that voice. If we have some text, we want to speak. We want a machine to speak, and in that such case if someone is speaking in Hindi and I want that to convert into English, like I get an input, I'm having a device, I make a translator by my own, and that translator needs to come. If I am speaking in Hindi, that translator will convert into an English, or the vice versa. We can do that. So in that case, IBM wants to interact with the hardware. IBM wants a machine there should be there that interact with the Watson services, the power of IBM Watson, which they have developed in 2011 that comes into the limelight. So the similar way they develop a TJ bot, and we do have a simulator also because it is not possible every time to work with the hardware if we just want to test all such things. So we have a simulator of this, and I will be just sharing you the link over the chat so that you can also explore them and you can work accordingly. So this TJ bot is actually how it looked like. Okay, so let me just share the link over to your chat so that you can also check this out. So over here you can see in this TJ bot, this is our playground, like where we will be doing the coding part, how it will be actually working. And then here is my actual TJ bot we are having. Okay, so I guess the link which I have shared, it is not being shared with everyone. So I'm sharing it again. So over here you can see to this is how the TJ bot look like. So this TJ bot in actual, when I will assemble as actual hardware, it will have an on the top of an LED will be there. Here I will have a camera which is used to see to the world, which we can like what the world looks like. And if I have to make some application like with the camera, you have to do this. The bot has to do this, it has to speak so that it can do. It do have a robotic arm that you are able to see. So let me just move my chat over the top. Okay. So over here, this is a robotic arm. It do have a motor inside this which actually work. And it do have an inbuilt speaker which actually can speak, and it do have a microphone also which can understand us. If I want to speak and I want to talk to this bot, I can easily do that. Okay, so that is like how this simulator is being developed over here, and actual also we do have a hardware for this. So if I talk about this, how it will be working in this simple, like a link which I have shared in the chat with you all. So if you click on this, here it is mentioned a shine part, which means that is responsible for this part is responsible for glowing the LED of this part. So I will be explaining you the bit in a bit that what does it mean. So just if we check it out, if I click on this button, which is of a play button, as I click on play, you will find the color of an LED get changed to the red. Now, similar way, if I click and change it to green, you will see the LED color get changed to green. It can have a multiple usage. I'm not saying it will be just for glowing an LED in this. It can have multiple uses. Like this bot I create, I want to make a project on this bot. Like, sorry, as I'm speaking, accordingly when I'm speaking in the speaking to my bot, or I'm speaking in a room, and the bot recognizes my tone and it understands how my tone is. I'm speaking, I'm happy, my tone is like I'm happy, or I'm sad, or I'm emotional, what type of tone I'm having. Accordingly it will turn on the light of its on the head so that I can know like it is feeling like I'm getting a little bit anger, I'm in sad mode. Accordingly, it can also play the music at the same time. Like if I'm quite angry, I'm sad, so it will try to change my mood. So obviously we have to do the programming for that. We have to actually write some few lines of code, but you can see how a machine can understand your emotion and then it can react towards like what we have to do in that. So in that case, we can also work with this simulator, and we can also work with the actual TJ bot, which will be the ultimately the usage of your IoT and AI in this. So two things which I will be showing it to you right now, and that I will be taking you to the IBM cloud now. So when I talk about this is how the TJ bot look like. This is the actual hardware, and this is the programming part that we do in the backend part. And this is being used for IoT purpose, and we need just a cloud to operate on this. And if I talk about IoT more, like which companies are actually using IoT. Right now, every company use some of the appliances or they develop some IoT applications also. You may have heard about Google, you may have heard about Apple, you have heard about IBM. Recently, in this year, you know that Apple has released a Apple Tag, which can help you to find your lost devices. You can just get a tag of Apple and you just connect with your devices, or you can just have a keychain, you put it into the bag which you want to always keep on a track, or and that all. That is also an application of IoT only, like how a small device which is actually connected through a network to your smartphone, and it connect to other Apple devices also if it needs, and it communicate, it shares this location where the tag is, and that can help us to find the valuable items. So you can see that different organizations are actually working with IoT, and they are actually creating a different product for us. So that is one of an example I have just explained to you. There are many applications of IoT in this. I talk about wellness, we have different application. If I talk about our home, there is a kitchen. The kitchen is also getting smarter day by day. We have a smart refrigerator, we have a smart stoves, we have everything now getting smart. Smartness doesn't mean like we are getting using a new items. The smartness means that the things which actually we are using, they are having some new features, they are implemented with the hardware, they are saving the resource. When we buy something new, it doesn't mean that we will look little funky or we are up to date with the market. It is not that. It is like we are using a new technology. That technology is actually not wasting the resource, because we know that we actually waste a lot of resource. If I'm talking about electricity, I'm talking about generating the heat energy and all such things. So we try to save the resources in IoT. We try to use the proper resources, whatever the things we're having, and then provided a good service to a user according to their requirement. So upcoming this, for the requirement that you will be having if you want to work along with me in this, that you need to have a cloud account of IBM. So I will just give you the link in the chat. So Rahul, if you can help me just by pasting a link of a cloud in the chat. So you can just click on that link so that you can create an account in IBM Cloud, and that you can easily use for using an IBM Cloud. So I will just take you to the IBM Cloud now in a quick. So when you log into your IBM Cloud account, so you have, because Watson is a big machine that you have seen in a video in 2011, which was being played in the Jeopardy game. And now the IBM has provided the service of Watson to you, our cloud platform, so that everyone who wants to use the IBM Watson and they want to make their own project, they want to do the research, they can actually do it by the usage of IBM Cloud. Okay, so they can just need to have a browser. They just need to log into the browser to the cloud account with their credentials, and actually they can use the service over here. So one of a service of Watson we have, I will be writing over here the top search bar, or you can click on the catalog when you log into your cloud account. You will find all the servers. So when you log into the cloud account, you have to click on the catalog, and here you just write Watson, And when you write Watson, you will find the different services that IBM provides on the basis of Watson, like what Watson is capable of. So one of a service which we need to search here, that is our text to speech, like whatever the text is there that we need to convert into a speech, like whatever I write that need to be converted into a speech. So one of our services there, click on that service. So you will find a page like this over here. After you do this, it will ask for a location and all. So you don't have to do anything in this specific page. Simply go here and you will find a button of create over here. So what you have to do, simply do click on this create button, and after clicking on this, this will create an instance of yours, which means the IBM cloud of your account that you have created an account of yours, the IBM will provide a credentials. Like now you can actually use this. It will make you an authorized user to access this by giving you some credentials that you can actually use the power. So when you do this, create a service, you will land up to the specific page and you have to click on manage. Now this is one of a part like how we can work with this. So today we have to work with the text to speech, means whatever is written that will get converted as a speech. Okay, so here I'm having some credentials and this is my simulator. Now this particular TJ pod will convert my text to speech. How it will be converting and how we have to do this. So in the simulator, let me also share the link of the simulator again to you so that everyone can check this again. When you click on this, you will land up to the specific page. You will find an option of .env. So in this .env for when you click on this, you will find multiple options of as a data point, like we have to upload the data in this. So what we will be doing, we have to find a link over here which is related to text to speech, which means this specific .env file is directly related to all the Watson services that actually you want to work on. So right now I want to work with the text to speech. There will be two options: text to speech API key and text to speech endpoint. These are two options over here. So as you know that I have just created the things. So I will simply click on this API key. Here's the option to copy this. Click on this, it will get copied, and go to your simulator. In the API key of text to speech, I will just put a quotes and then I will simply paste the API key over here. And again, I will get back. I will get the URL, copy the URL, get back to the endpoint. In the endpoint, I will paste my URL over here. Okay, so this is the one step that we have done till now. Like what we did, we just created an instance in IBM Cloud account of a text to speech and to the simulator file.env, which is responsible for what things are there that we do have in TJ bot that we can work on. So we have pasted our credentials over here, like text to speech of API key and endpoint. So I'm giving you, showing you this again over here. You can check it out. From when you create a service text to speech, you will find an API key and a URL, copy them all and paste it over here. So again, get back to the app.js, remove the existing thing. Now you will be like, we don't know the coding part, we are new to the coding. Might be you among you all, there will be few of them who know the coding part. So no hurry, if you don't know, nothing is there. The simulator helps you with the doc part, which help you with the predefined code over there that you can simply use it over here. So one of the thing that I will be using, that we have to speak, we have to just simply check what is written in this function and what does it mean. So here one of the function is there, speak the text, which means this function is responsible for converting your text to speech, because it is talking about speaks the text. So I will just double click on this and it will automatically copy the code over here. So you can see here, it copy the code, and here is the function that is called a speak. So I will be writing here, hi, good afternoon. I will just write here, good afternoon. So which means what I'm having a text right now over here and I want that text to get converted as a speech. Okay. So now a few things which we need to see in this, as you are a beginner to this, so I'm just giving you the glimpse of this, like what the things are here. So you have the things are like when we have to use a text to speech, which means I will be having something in text and that needs to get converted as a speech, which mean in that case, when I have to use, I want a machine to speak with me. So in that case, there is a requirement of a speaker. Okay, the same speaker which you use to play songs. Okay, which mean what I want a hardware that will actually speak. So which hardware we do have? We have a speaker for that. That is a speaker I'm having in a hardware category. But when I say I want my machine to understand me, like I'm speaking and I want my machine to understand me, in that case, I will be having a hardware called microphones in that case. I hope it is clear. The hardware which is used to speak, like I'm speaking and machine will understand, that is a microphone. And when I want my machine to speak to me, in that case, it is a speaker. I hope it is clear to all. Okay, so over to this, which hardware we are going to use, because I mentioned we are going to use a service called text to speech, which means my machine will be speaking to me, my machine will talk to me. So in that case, my hardware will be the speaker in this. Okay, so what will be the gender? Like now I want a machine to speak, understand? I want my machine to speak. And again, I want which voice will be, it will be a male voice or a female voice. This is the first thing, that it is a male voice. Then which language it is going to work. So here it is mentioned it is going to work with the English US language. And the third parameter which is available over here, which you are able to see in this third parameter is like, I want to use a text to speech service. You can check here it is mentioned text to speech service, which mean I'm saying I'm going to use a text to speech service. So what are the credentials? What are the API and URL for that? So you know that we already have pasted the credentials in .env, and here is the complete details of that. So just a function .speak will be there, which will be responsible that it will convert my text to speak. Now, when I will play this, make sure you hear the audio. Start and end. Okay, to start it. Did you hear? So what it will do actually in this, when I will click on this play button, it will collect the data from here, and this data it will collect and it will send to your TJ bot, to the IBM from the TJ bot simulator. It will send a request to the Watson machine as a text, and that will generate a response, like how the speech has to be converted, like text has to be converted into a speech. And with this you will able to hear the audio. Okay, so let me also, one more thing is there which I actually want to show it to you. Let me just open one more window in this. So over here I'm just pasting the same code over to this, because in that, okay, so it already get. So .env is also there. Yes. So actually, I just want to show it will ask me for a permission also. So it will ask me to get the access of a microphone and speaker access. Okay. So just a minute. Might be my microphones and cameras access with this machine. Just a minute. Let me stop this and share this again. Just a minute. Check this thing out now. I'm playing this again. You can check, it will have a speaker over
Hi,
here.
good afternoon.
I guess you are able to hear the. Okay, I'm again playing this.
Hi, good afternoon.
Okay, now if I convert from this male to female and I play this,
Hi, good afternoon.
nothing, which means right now, whatever the things are
Hi,
present over
good
here,
afternoon.
that is in a text and the machine is responding. Try to understand. Might be you feel it like it is quite easy, but understand in such order, like we have never seen a machine can speak to us because machine can operate on a binary language. We know this thing that machine only understand 1 and 0. That what the machines are. So over here, when I say my machine is going to work, and in that case, when I say my machine has to speak, in that case, so how a machine is actually generating a natural language, which is in English. Machine can also convert into different languages too. Okay, so in the backend, the AI is working in this, how a machine is generating a natural language. Okay, if I write here, hi, how are you? And I play this, check.
Hi, how are you?
I'm playing this again.
Hi, how are you?
See how machine is communicating. Might be we have seen this thing in different things like movies we have seen. Machine is communicating. I guess everyone you have seen Iron Man. Okay, you might have seen Iron Man or you know Tony Stark. Okay, and you may know that there is a Jarvis we are having. So that is also a machine which they have shown that it is communicating. We That is not a complete truth, and that is also not a complete imaginary thing that the movie has shown. Okay, we can actually attain a Jarvis near about 80% of that. We can actually have a Jarvis of 80%. Okay, so that is like with it is only possible with the help of an AI plus IoT. Okay, because AI will be used to make interact and train the model, and then IoT how it is going to interact with the hardware part, and it is going to take control. If I say to I speak to my machine like turn off the light, how it will be turning off the light, how it is going to interact in that case. Same way, this is acting as my assistant. I can make it as an assistant that I interact to him, and it communicate, and then it will actually work. Okay, this is how actually we have to actually work in the IoT. I'm not saying you will get an expert with this session also. So this session, what I have delivered so far to you, it is just like I have shown you the glimpse, like how actually we can also work. What is the power of AI we are having, and how we can interact with the hardware. So if you have a curiosity now to work in this more, so there is like if I want to work with whatever the things I'm speaking, I want it to get convert into the text, like how I speak and how it get convert. So I will just double click on this. I will remove this. Now, see, whatever I will be speaking, it will get, I have to paste my credentials of speech to text over here that are present in this. Like same thing you have to do for this also, because now I'm going to work with a new service called speech to text. It need a microphone access because I have to speak. You know that when I have to speak, the machine needs to understand. So machine need a microphone in that case. So when I will click on play button, you will find a red bar over here. Hi, good morning. So it get we are sorry because some background noise was there to me. So just a minute. Now I will just play this again. Hi, good morning. Let me play this out. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Let me just refresh this so it will again ask. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I just need to check microphones. Afternoon. Good afternoon. Good morning. Okay, so actually it is not getting because of the microphone issue. So what actually it will do? Let me play it again. Good afternoon. We are learning TJ bot. We are learning TJ bot today. We are. So actually what happened when this is a simulator right now, because actually this is acting working in a simulator. When we work with the real hardware, in that case it will direct have a connection, because right now what is happening, my microphone is being used in the Zoom also. In the Zoom also the microphone is getting access, and the same microphone is also getting access by the simulator also at the same time. So this will be a big challenge for the simulator to work. So this is a big challenge right now, that machine is actually not able to understand it clearly. Okay, but when we work with the real hardware, in that case, the microphone are completely dedicated to the machine. Okay, so in that case, it will actually understand all of things. Okay, so there is an error, no authentication credentials. Okay, this error that you have mentioned, this is related to like yeah, credentials which you have mentioned over here, the API key and the URL, that are not correct. So what you have to do in that case, so what you have to do, go back to your cloud account, and as you have created a service for text to speech, again click on the API key and get back to your simulator, and then paste your API key over here. Okay, again get back, get the URL, again paste it over here, because this error get generated when we don't have good credentials. Okay, this is for text to speech. So this will not work for speech to text, like whatever I'm speaking, it will be converting. So for that, I already have a credentials. So what you have to do, again, go to the catalog, search for speech to text service. You have to simply create. Okay, so I am already having, so I'm directly taking you to over there. So you have to click in the cloud in this button. So you will get a resource list, which mean whatever the services that you have created will be shown over here. So you will find speech to text. I click on this. So this is how whenever you are creating, it will show. Okay, whenever you will be creating anything in the cloud, it will show in the resource list. So you will find again the API key and the URL. So this needs to get copied, and in the speech to text, make sure you use the quotes, paste in between the quotes. Sorry, didn't get copied. See, so again, I copied this, the endpoint, and paste it over here. This is how you have to paste. And when you will work, it will actually work. If there will be an error, you have to click on the console. If there will be an error from the application, it will be giving you the error over here. Okay, like there may be error like it is unable to get the microphone access or all things. Okay, in that case, because this is a simulator, so you have it work with an HTTPS. So sometimes the browser don't allow to send this request to a microphone. Like sometimes the browser don't allow to use the microphone or a speaker. In that case, you have to check the settings of your browser. That is not in AI or IoT. That is like you have to go with the setting of a browser, and you have to enable the HTTP mode. You have to enable the HTTP mode from your browser. So it will help you Like it will give the access this particular simulator, this website, to use this microphone and a speaker, and then it will actually work. Because sometimes it gives an error regarding this only, because the browser don't give an permission to use the microphone, and it find like microphone are being accessed by some different task. It is being accessed by some other task right now, so it didn't don't give a permission. So in that case, hit a request to the HTTP mode, and this simulator, as you were able to see whatever I was speaking, this was that particular window. It was getting me something else, because in the same time I'm using a microphone that is being accessed with a Zoom, and at the same time it is also being used over here. So that was a big challenge. So when we will be ending this session, again you play whatever you will be speaking, actually it will be converting into text. One more reason is there that might get something wrong. That is a pronunciation, like how we pronounce. Okay, thanks. So how we pronounce, that also plays an important role, because you know that every person will have a different pronunciation, like how we speak. Okay, so that will be quite different. So that also gives you a little bit different output in the result of this. Okay, so two things which I have shown to you over here, and that was related to like how I can show you like how we can work with the IoT, where we can actually speak to a machine and machine can understand us. Along with that, we have seen the AI part of Watson, how actually the Watson work. Okay, so I hope you have understood the basic of that. I'm not saying you will be an expert by understanding just this few of things in this. So you have now, this is for like you should have a curiosity now. Like whenever you see the things surrounding you, you will have a habit of how actually it is working, how your smartphone also interact with the different devices. You have an assistant in your smartphone. Now you will have a curiosity, like you will now you can think like how actually the Google Assistant in your smartphone is working, how it get a permission for a hardware to get a microphone, it access for a speaker. So there is a lot of thing which we work in the backend. So it needs time. We need to get expert in this. So then only we can make this product also. So we don't need to we always want the companies to give us a product, like we want Apple to or we want a Google to get a product. We can also create our own products. Then we can think about starting a startup on AI and IoT, all such way. Okay, so that's all from my side related to like what is a little bit of IoT I've explained to you, and how the AI is working and how it can be interacted with an IoT. Okay, what all services of Watson can we use? There are number of services that you can actually use. If I talk about these DJ bot, these are the different services that are present over here. Like if you want to see, if you want to analyze the tone of a user, you have a service in IBM Watson. Tone analyzer is there. You want to convert a language, you want to translate some language, you have that service over here. This is an assistant. Like if I'm talking on something and I want a machine to generate a specific response on the basis of what I am saying, okay, that needs to be done with the help of an assistant service of IBM Watson. So these all services are there which can work with this simulator. But not just this, we can have multiple more services over the cloud which will not work with the simulator, but it will work on different cases to work in AI and IoT products. Okay, that we have a Watson machine learning is there, Watson Studio is there, Watson Assistant, which I just mentioned to you. Okay. Yes, you can create two resources at the same time. Like one resources instance will be created once in a time with your free account. If you want to create two resources, like two same service resources, like I want to create two times this speech to text, then you need to upgrade your account. So for you, you can create one of an instance at a time of speech to text. And then at the same time, you want to use text to speech, you can do that. So in my cloud account, if I show it to you, I'm having a different instance of different Watson services. Okay, that we can easily create. There is no challenge in that. You can see over here. Okay. In light account, you can create only one instance of one service at a time. Like I can only create one instance of speech to text in my account. Right now, I'm also operating in a light account so that you can also take the same thing. Okay, so if you want to create with two instance of one service, then you have to upgrade your account. Otherwise, like you have created this, you have to simply get back to your IBM Cloud resource list. Here you will find that. And here you can click on this and you can simply use this. Okay. Now, I will just end the things over here. Okay. I will just ask a few, two questions to you. Simple question if you have heard about the things over to this.
This is a brief session.
Like,
so you can learn
okay.
more when you opt for any specialization of AI and big data analytics. So then you can use multiple resources in this IBM Cloud. So this is a brief and just a demo. So when you will be working on it, so you will be going into deep and deep, so you can learn more things.
Yeah. So actually, as Rahul mentioned, I was just giving you the overview how the things work with an IBM Cloud and all such things. So actually, when we have to work with the project, then we work with multiple of different services. We do a programming also along with this, so that we can actually have a real project in our hand, so that we have something good and which is up to date to the market. We're using that technology which will be the future and which is in the present also. So there are a lot of things when you go in the specialization part and you learn them in more deep. Right now I was in giving you the overview of all such things, but in the specialization you go in depth, how they work, how they get trained, how we have to work in that. So there is a lot in the specialization, not in the session, because these are the brief out session to explore, make you aware about how the market is changing and how the technology is also changing. Okay, so now I will just pause the things over here from my end. So I will just ask you two questions on this that that you have to respond. Either you can use the chat panel over here, that whatever the things you are having. So two questions from my side. Listen carefully and then revert it in the chat. Like when I want to interact with the machine, what type of hardware I have to use? When I want to interact with the machine, what type of hardware I have to use? I'm giving you the option. First option, camera. Second option, microphone. Third option, speaker. I'm repeating the things. Okay, so Rahul, you can note down the names.
Sakshi have answered microphone.
I'm repeating the question. Okay, so we have only one party, one student to each question who will be responding. Okay, second question is, what will be the hardware that will be required when I want my machine to speak to me? Camera, microphone, and speaker. When I want my machine to talk to me. Anyone else?
So students are also giving their answers in Q&A tab.
Yes, yes. We are looking at.
Okay. So one is there who is anonymous attendee. We cannot have a name of that, I guess, Rahul. So Avnay is there. Yes, good. There are many who have given. So you can just get the name of them. So actually the question, why we keep the question at the last, so it means like you have heard here the session carefully and you have gone through like what actually we were delivering to you and you understand the things very precisely. We have a complete focus on this. Okay, so that was the intention of asking you the two questions over here. The last question is quite easy. So today you have worked on which technology? Okay, IoT, AI, machine learning, blockchain, or cybersecurity. You can use two options also. Okay. Today we have learned, get an overview of which technology, IoT, AI, cybersecurity, or blockchain, or big data. Others?
Yeah, Kushi have answered.
Okay. Got it.
IoT and AI. Kushi Kalvadia.
Yeah. Okay. So that's all from my side. As a demonstration, quick demonstration to you over the session related to AI and IoT. And I guess I am a little bit over the time. It has to be a 1 hour session. I have taken more half an hour and this to explain you the concept of how IoT and AI work. So I will just leave from here. So over to you now, Rahul.
So Sakshi Rohira, please share your email ID over the chat panel. And anonymous attendee, so who answered speaker. So second question. So you can share your full name and email ID so that we can forward you the certificate. And for the third question, we'll be considering Kushi Kalvadia. So please share your email ID in the chat window. So not Vaishnavi Upadhyay, so anonymous attendee. So who were asking the questions like about the resources and everything. So I want that person to give the email and everything. Kushi Kalvadia. So you also.
Okay, I think they will share. If they will share, then then only we can provide the certificate.
Exactly.
I think if they are interested, then they will send.
If they don't share, then we can consider the next person. Okay, sir, I'm Vaishnavi, anonymous attendee. Okay. Okay, Vaishnavi. So we are considering you. And the third person is Kushi Kalvadia.
Okay. So it's Vaishnavi, the anonymous attendee.
Okay, so we can consider her. And the third one is Kushi Kalvadia. We didn't get. Not all of you guys. Only the names I have read. So they only can share the email ID. Okay, so that's it, ma'am. You may conclude. Okay. So that's it from our side.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for imparting your knowledge with us. It was a wonderful session. I request all the participants to fill the feedback form through the link that I have mentioned in the chat box for getting e-certificates. Now, I would like to invite Mrs. Rupali Bhartiya, Assistant Professor, IBM Program in Charge, Department of CSE, SVIIT, SRPLV, to propose vote of thanks.
Thank you, ma'am. So I want to thanks to both the experts, Mr. Rahul Gulji and Mr. Ishan Ved, for giving so much wonderful information related to artificial intelligence and IoT. And I think students will really get benefited with these two knowledge areas. And sir, you have explained very well about how that bot will work. And Rahul sir, you have explained very well about that technology of artificial intelligence, and it will really required from students side, and for getting admission in the university, that which branch will be selected by them, so that this session will be very helpful for them, I think. And I want to thank on behalf of Vice Chancellor of the university and Director of the institute for this session. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, SRPLV.
Thank you, ma'am.
Take care, everyone. Take care.
Thank you, participants, for being with us. And I hope you will join us in next session also. Thank you.
Thank you.